Can't have none of this. If you want to eat it, he'll play with it. Like a scratch board, organic catnip, you like that? He was going crazy, bro. What's that? No, leave that alone. You like it, Papa? Not yet. You like it? Oh, that's lovely. No light show. I'm not gonna have you chasing no lights. You want me? What do you want? Huh? Your water? Want me to change it? You know, got so big, boy. Bless you. Bless you. I only got the windows taped. I gotta go downstairs and I gotta put the foam in the door. It's really for you. My time's about up anyway. I gotta do what I gotta do. Uh-huh. 62, 67 increase. I'm so grateful to see this. Excuse me. Scratch it up. You ain't scratched it up yet, did you? I know you're gonna tear it up. Would y'all mind having a little bit of me today? I'll dilly red. Four ounces is good a day, or every other day. Okay? No, somebody just brought me all that big booty Ecuadorian, whatever she is, brought me like a case of wine. During one of their barbecues, I would always, whenever they barbecued this summer, which was often, I'd always take out a bottle or two and give it to them, to the ladies. A whole bunch of it. Rondo knows I like my red wine, and so does West. Trauma never really sit around that long to find out. And they just had me a Russian salad. Okay, I didn't cook the tomahawk yet because I wanted to ferment another day or two. It looks excellent. It's not dead, stanking, or anything. Especially when you don't have all those chemicals in the beef. It's not really beef, but that's what the people are taught to believe. I want to talk about a few things today, but I watch Valuetainment, as you know. The Iranian-born American philanthropist who has a pretty decent 1.3 million or whatever following on YouTube. And he has really got beside himself, and this is what money does. The reason why I don't want millions. If I had 5 or 6 million, I'd be gone, y'all. I wouldn't be reading, I'd be gone. The few people would be with me wherever I'm at. And believe me, it would be hard work until we get to the place that is appropriate enough for children and our surroundings. I would be gone. I don't care about people's existence right now because I see a lot of people are pretty buck-eyed crazy. I'm not giving up on nobody. I never believed in anybody. I just knew that there needed to be a balance, and I needed to teach some things and share some information that people could look at themselves and give them little hints on what they could do to better or qualify themselves instead of attempting to qualify themselves to other people. See, we're dealing in a world where everybody wants to be conveniently hospitable. How can you be hospitable in an inhospitable time? No, we need warriors. We need soldiers. We need combatants. We need fighters. We need no philanthropists. We don't need no millionaires and all that other stuff. That's the division. That's the hard line circuit. That's why I stated what I said. It's easy to become a millionaire. It is. But most people like being on the cuspice of their entitlement. And sadly, what entitlement is that? By George, I ask, by Joe, forget George. By Joe, I ask all the time, what is the entitlement? And most of the people that carry themselves in some funky manner, my vast gang members and everybody, they don't know. And I says, then why are you performing the duties of the enemy? I says, when I first told people 28 years ago, I was in the military, 34 years ago, right? That racist ideology, ethnicities, crayon codes, all that stuff was made by these Jews. They thought I was crazy. When I said, who you think is conquering all the lands secretly with newborn children and people who adapted for a position being shown an end result, well, many people betray people all the time. So it's funny, like we talk about Thoth, right? That's the Emerald Tablets. I've got the original book that they still haven't. And this is the funny thing when I look at these Negroes and all these people, like, and how people jump on this stuff. This right here, beginners is what they called it. I had to get it. This thing is so skewed and so many lies, and it has some truths, very, very few, because it's a participant in the delusion and giving energy to places to subjugate people to an idea. Thought. We never use the word thought or thought, or there's a whole bunch of them. And they want you to believe it has something to do with Umar, or whatever you want to call it, all that BS. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. So there's a lot of information flying all over the place of this individual, this thing. I would say they're not thing or individual. They are number. They are legion. A false sense of hope, maybe. I know that we call the moon, we always saw as a place where they were. They asserted themselves as gods. And I think the Jute, in places, different places with Butte, Jute, or whatever. We never use the word Thoth. That's getting back to Gilgamesh and all that other stuff. Most people are starting to realize that a lot of this stuff is made up history in a functional way. It's a rewrite in a narrative, so you never can be as close to the truth, but be stuck in a paradigm and with a false conviction, as if when the people are speaking, they know. Don't take nothing I say as fact-based. This is always for educational purposes, for you and I are you. Okay? People love big words when they don't mean shit. Just to be blatantly to the point. When you study about the Emerald Tablets, first of all, you need to know that nobody's deciphered it in its entirety, but the information is well known about it. If you want to go to when they say Mesopotamia or Sumer or Sumerians, as you know, those based on Shem, as far as the dynamic of the original people, not these little whitewash peoples like that brother there on Valuetainment or a number of other platforms, because they say, oh yeah, we're the real Shemitics, and you hear the narrative of the Ashkenaz come out. That shows you they know shit. Never let the money fool you, or the numbers. The majority out of 7.8 billion, they say, are ignorant in the world. And most people aren't attempting to learn anything. I watch sisters in New York, Georgia, and the Carolinas get rich, get into the first deep 6 or 7 bracket. And the first thing they do is run to Cancun, this, that, another, drink, get sexed up and everything else. No moralists. But they will stand around you because of the bag and the Chanel and all that other crap that you see them rolling around wearing. And stand in front of you as if they're really big something, and carrying themselves based on the bank account. Ghetto fabulous is what they call it. But they'll stand in front of you. Yeah, excuse me. You're going to the. Oh yes, come right on in. And you know what they call their stores, right? Anyway, you go in there and everything's sitting up on glass and Pyrex and magnificent with the Gucci brand and the Coach and this, that, and the other. All that wasted space. You can put about 5 families up in there. But this is what I'm saying. So they can be in a position to look over everywhere else. Look what I accomplished. No, you were set in charge because everybody could be there. And you did not do nothing, because then when you say, well, where's your land? How many homeless people have you noticed that were not sick, drugged out? You'd be surprised to know how many innocent homeless people are murdered by these deviants. But regardless of that, and none of them ever have anything to say. You got goofy ass Umar, who's supposed to have built the school a few years ago, right? 10 years, whatever the fuck, right? And you got the singer, right? Akon, pedophile, building stuff over in Africa, following the suit of Oprah and all them, so they can steal, because a lot of those children are stolen and missing. And nobody wants to see things to be relevant for what they are, but yet we want people to explain things as if they know what they're talking about. First of all, let me give you a little brief history. For all you so-called Assyrians, you're not even the real damn people anymore. This is not hate. It's you. How can you appreciate yourself living a lie? First of all, why do many Assyrians have ancestry from Mizrahi and Ashkenazi? It's funny when they start talking about the 5th and 6th century, but you add 1,000 years, you only go back to the 5th and 600s, right? 5 and 600s, right? 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, that's only 400 and some odd change separated. That's when you get into the real grips of whatever it is. Right? Didn't the church, 1923, didn't they change the calendar? 1923. I know my great grandma used to talk about it. Mama just stayed away from it. Well, we just deal with what we got. That's how she used to say it. It's that whenever I hit these little Mongolians and Chinese who became our people, became us all of a sudden magically. We'll get into it in a minute. I always say, you know, it's funny. My great-great-great-great-great-grandma and grandpa was on that genocidal death march. Thousands of people were murdered. Maybe more than that. And there was not one. And Lily Wooten and James Henry Wooten said there's no way in the world we're going to accept being African or black. That's what happened to a lot of people. No Mongolian came on those goddamn marches. Handful of Paleskins marched with them, and they did their best to get rid of them or set them up as the new chiefs by the French docutors. See, it's funny when you know history, and they sit there and look at me like, who is this guy? No, who are you? Aren't you more complex with who you are? Well, how do you know this? Why would I not know it? You can't nobody and anybody and everybody be Chickasaw. And yet, because of this hyper false intelligence of these fake ass Ashkenazis or Jews or the Zionists, we know they're not. It's stolen stuff from here because they knew that they could blind you in hindsight and make you ignorant to the facts and use it as a weapon against you against you, right? Look at this here, okay? Which tribe of Israel did Ashkenazis come from? Well, we're going to do this at my speed. Not at Young's or anybody else's, because most people don't want to do this part. No, they don't. Africans were Negroes. Did they bring some slaves? Yeah, they did, actually. But the word slavery is a new touch. They will need to imprison your mind, so they need you to adapt to something you never was part of. That's how they eradicate in race history. Most blacks and Negroes will run with it, but didn't we already break down the fact that Negro is not of Ham? But they want to keep the Negro elusive to their true identity. Yet they want you to believe that these Lion 13 tribe, right, who are from Gomer and way by way of Yaphet. I'm only saying literary. Come from Shem, when obviously Gomer comes from Yaphet. So you have the guy on value Tam, and Iranian-born American nerd raised in the ignorance and everything, just like in Iran. I already proved that they're crypto and Sephardic Jews. But we want to ignore these fake motherfuckers who have taken identity, regardless of their original bloodline, of the people who were conquered. These sick, deviant bastards. Now you want to get back into thought, right? Okay. But I read this motherfucker in one night sitting. Whoa, child! Facts are facts. We'll get into that. And demonology. What is the most wonderful thing they love to do with our people? Remember how many times I've been to the castle in Edinburgh, Scotland? The people I met, 90, 87, 85. Yet you want to listen to worthless niggas who are not even who you think they are, such as this motherfucking operative. Operative. Hmm? Well, Ashkenazi Jews, like most other diaspora Jewish groups, we're not going to get to the issues, isms, and all that shit, trace their descent to the tribes of Levi, Judah, Yehuda, Benjamin, we know this pronounced Benjamin, is bullshit, and Simeon, Shimon, Perez, don't let me Argentina, you're supposed to be immortal. Yeah, bullshit. Are people starting to wake up and see it now? And then why would Canada or Britain make war against Argentina? Oh, because they didn't want to play patty cake. Well, if you read scripture, well, I hope some of you do, but the Judean people weren't really on that type of order. But who was? The synagogue of what? Hashatan, Nimrod, Thoth. The moon was always an enemy platform. That's why it's pockmarked. I actually saw drawings. You can look them up too, showing the moon as best can be drawn looking through telescopes without pop marks. Actually, some of the pictures would have faint dashes of light. Y'all think it's a game, right? The dark side of the moon, the Force, the Sith, the Dark Lord. I am Vader. You know what I mean? Come on, people. So, what does it mean if I have Ashkenazi DNA? Y'all know the blood type B, right? Anywho, right? About half of Jewish people around the world today identify as Ashkenazi, meaning that they descend from Jews who lived in Central or Eastern Europe. The term was initially used to define a distinct cultural group of Jews who settled in the 10th century in the Rhineland in West Germany. The 10th century. Wouldn't that be their made-up 900? Wouldn't that allude to the... And we know that's a lie. Wouldn't that allude to the fall of Tartary after it's pretty much a sealed deal and it's already happened? World fairs and all that, if you look at the real date and time. I'm only putting these things out there geographically as a hypothetic. I'm not saying it's a fact. You didn't hear me say fact at all. Just giving you little tidbits of pieces. So these people sit here and spit in our faces. As if we don't exist on no platform. This is what those mother suckers have done. The Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts. Come on, y'all. Rothschilds. I mean, they say 9 families. I'm telling you this. They're just the surface of it. I'm not done reading. Anyway, what percentage of Israel is Ashkenazi? The number 2.8 million, full or partial Ashkenazi Jewish descent, and constitute one of the largest Jewish ethnic divisions in Israel. In line with Mizrahi Jews and Sephardi Jews, Ashkenazim, excluding those who migrated from the former USSR, are estimated to be 31.8% of the Israeli population. Ergo, the lies. What's even more funny is the Palestinians themselves. Well, not the original ones, but a lot of them, because of past wars that many are ignorant to. This is how powerful the weapon that they've used. Are crypto or Sephardic on half of the family. And then the rest is still our bloodline. which they're ignorant to. I would say 90%, 98 maybe, are ignorant to that. And Europe, I was grateful to meet a German woman who knew that she was, her parents, regardless of her being as beautiful and delectable and as brown and with that fair hair, yeah, she was about as my complexion with blonde hair, green eyes. Her blood, being a nurse, her blood was O negative, surprisingly. Her father was dark as midnight. He wasn't a war veteran. He'd been living there for, I think he was a third generation, supposedly, from apart. And her mother, who was a pale-skinned German, supposedly, talked about those, she was old at the time, talked about the fact that, when they came there, they made war and they killed a lot of the original people of the land. But never talk about colors, though. I wasn't always sitting around with Helga, with the boobs as big as horses, walking around carrying, 22 steins of, Einstein, all of us at these big long tables like Vikings or whatever, right? No, it wasn't always that, y'all. And the big tent, I like that. And the big kielbasa sausages and all that. No, it was about meeting people and walking the land and seeing a lot of things that made you go, okay. And then you wanted to figure out where the racism come from. Well, racism was initially created here by the fake ass Zionists. Have we already covered some of that material? Do we need to rehash it? I'm not into the gimmicky stuff, y'all. So what is the Ashkenazi blood type? Now, I always knew. Well, the Ashkenazim, y'all need to look that word up. I'll do it right now for you. I didn't want to, but I would prefer y'all look it up. And the Sephardim, where you want to get to crypto, right? The two major Jewish sects share strong levels of type B blood and appear to have very few differences. Who are they descendants of? Genetic studies indicate that Ashkenazim have both Levantine and European, mainly Southern European ancestry. They don't even know their goddamn selves. Because the real enemy who's utilized them as a weapon, sharing certain information and everything else, keep them in the luge as long as they accomplish whatever. I told you they'll kill all them people over there in Palestine. You think I'm kidding? Okay. But you see the ignorance of how they move, especially their so-called soldiers. Most soldiers are deplorable by nature anyway, because they're good lap dogs, rats in the oven, except for the ones who wake up. Very few in between. Thank goodness they do, though. Why do doctors ask if you are Ashkenazi? While people from any ethnic group can develop genetic diseases, Ashkenazi Jews are at a higher risk for certain diseases because of specific gene mutations. Why do you think that women came over here before they created segregation and they made all these new breed of babies? And most of them were stolen away after many of their people had fell. The whitewashing, they know it works. But the whitewashing is another narrative. It means flushing the melanin out and creating the diaspora to which the fake Judeans they can utilize, regardless of the truth of the bloodline. Okay. Scientists call this propensity to developing diseases the founder effect. So Henrietta, we had the healing effect. They had the opposite. They came here and wanted to conquer us. But they knew that they had to use us to conquer us. So you got dumb niggas like that, a whole plethora of them, okay? A whole plethora of them. Now you got the new ones coming up. They're going to allow them to be melanin again, you know that, right? As long as they're carrying their ideology and their narratives. Yes, the new Ashkenaz will be as dark as you and I. Well, they use dumbasses in Ethiopia and a few other places because they want to belong to something, to have something. All right? And that's the sickness of the heart and the loss of the soul, the reaping, the colding, The culling. The culling is C-U-L-I-N-G. Culling. So what's the difference between Ashkenazi and Sephardic? Historically, so you know who's writing the narrative, European Jews have been classified as belonging to two major groups. The Ashkenazim are Germanics. Ashkenaz meaning Germany in medieval Hebrew, denoting their Central European base, and the Sephardim are Hispanics. Sephard meaning Hispaniola, Hispania, or Iberia. In Hebrew, denoting their Spanish, they had to hide from that, are Turk, Ottoman. It's not all. You just need to know the first people they conquered when they got rid of the so-called Moors, which they weren't Moors, would be the original indigenous people, to which all their bones up under the Vatican stacked all nice and neat. But the energy, right? What does predator mean? To capture your best, fight your best soldiers, and make trophies. To even sometimes cannibal and take and eat their soul, which never work. It doesn't work. Are y'all starting? See, I'm giving you more tea today because I believe it's more beneficial. You know what I mean? Yeah, DJ Stupids, exactly. Why take by force what you can give freely with love? Because they don't know what love is. Let's carry on. Let's go up here. So I look at them and I left a little message. I gave him a little thing and I said, hopefully he'll read it. And if he doesn't, oh well, whatever. Multiple titles for Thoth, and similar to the pharaonic titulary, are also known, including A like Alpha, Sheps, Lord of Kemenu, Aston Kente, Mehik like Kunte Kente, which is based on North America. It has nothing to do with Africa. Kente is here. It's a real word. It's an indigenous word. I forget what tribe of people our people spoke it. In our true confederacy, not the fake confederacy that was made up by goofy ass history. Mehe or Megrab, Hab, and Aan. But y'all know that I've always known them to be the Anastasi, our enemy. And that's why the moon god La Jebute or Jehute, it's 4 or 5 different ways, was always part of our dialect. Let's carry on. So when we think about Samaria, to which they think they're Sumerians, let's get a little breakdown of Mesopotamia and all that other stuff. Because Mesopotamia was in place of next to the people. Yeah. Okay. But that's a whole nother thing. Sumer, is the earliest known civilization. Oh, you got to remember that little fake ass, broken ass Arabic Yiddish they speak. They think is the Jesus language. You can't make this up because you can speak a language you think. Oh, anyway, let's go on there. Let's go. Anyway, it's the earliest known civilization in the historical region of southern Mesopotamia, now south central Iraq. Bullshit. Emerging during the Catholic, the Chalcolithic, okay, and early Bronze Ages between the 6th, 5th millennium BC, like nearby Elam. That's why I had my brother come on and talk about this, who's over there. It is one of the cradles of civilization. One! So why would they say the earliest known civilization? See, this is the hypocrisy of their dumbasses when they're writing. They're so intrigued and happy with their version and their lies. They can't even grammatically keep the stories right. Anyway, let's move on. Just enjoy this shit. Along with cradles of civilization, along with Egypt, the Indus Valley, early gang culture of the Yellow River Valley. So if Ham was the progenitor of the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, well, hello, who the fuck is you? Ashkenazi claiming to be Jew, blah, blah, Semitic motherfuckers. Anywho, I'm not saying they're not of the bloodline. I'm saying today, they are a remnant of who they really were. They like their straight, you know what the straight hair is, right? You know what gene that is? It's not a good one. I'm just being honest. but we don't have hate for it. But the real reality of it is it's not perfect. Now the curly fro like hair, that shit is the potence. That is the most perfect follicle. Oh, it is. Look into it. That's why many Pelicans run around with a big ass afro, and a lot of our Japanese brothers, they're getting in touch with their Anu bloodline and they're getting their shit like a fro. They realize that it's quite comfortable. They don't have to do a lot of bullshit, and they can enjoy it, especially if they get a diet that's high in electric, not animal fucking fat. Anyway, oh, this is all. I'm not saying this is a fact. You research the shit. Most people research something, they're happy with that, but there's a whole slew. There's many shelves of all kind of information that get tied down into one place. All they can think about is making weapons to kill, the fucking kill. Moving beside you, moving next door to you, sitting up like you don't know their truth. Putting their little weapons together to go through your walls and attack and all the other dumb shit. That's all the fuck they know. And so they nurture the youth, the youngins, into the same fucking diet as if nobody's brain is working and realize that is like dumb stuff. Like we shouldn't be doing that. Like what are we doing? No, they're too goddamn stupid. All right, anyway. Cow soup and Mesoamerica. Cow soup and Mesoamerica. That's, yes. And we know we are the true Mesoamericans. Living along the valleys of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, Sumerian farmers grew an abundance of grain and other crops, a surplus which enabled them to form urban settlements. The world's earliest known texts come from the Sumerian cities of Uruk and Jimdat Nasir. Bullshit. Anyway, and date to between 3,350 to 2,500 BC, but they want to say C, which is Common Era, right? That makes no sense. Following a period of proto-writing, so they want to say we're the first to write, which is we know today, based on those times, we have shit goes back 100,000 years, but it ain't based on us. It's based on somebody the fuck else. Some of those writings were very big. And a lot of the stuff that was true, they blew it up, destroyed it. These fake motherfucking so-called Ashkenaz, well, they've euthanized the Ashkenazis, whatever the fuck. These so-called Zion, the ones at the top who are not religious, nor do they give a fuck about anybody, nor them people, but use them as the center figure to say, look what we did. We murked your people, and we created all these identities, and look how they look at you, and they don't even know the true bloodline. So they run around with the shit that's made up, all out of order, so we have to establish a new world order. But we're going to get rid of all them dumb motherfuckers. That's what they're saying, but first we got to deal with y'all, because for some reason y'all keep hanging around. So they got our women running around buck-eyed dumb as fuck. And our men, something that you go back to the 1900s, I remember so-called not the 9th century, right? 1900s, whatever. We didn't have gay people, not even in our written history. Nowhere. But y'all want to see Saucy Santana like that motherfucker think it's all right? Getting ran through the way that motherfucker do? And everything else? That is not who we are. Educational purposes. I'm not here to knock homosexuals. I'm not going to partake in your so-called A, L, B, C, D, whatever the fuck is enough alphabets. All right? Like, what kind of alphabet soup is that? Nigga, please. But anyway, to each their own. Yes, I know. I protected them as a guardian angel, and I would do it again as a guardian angel if I was walking the streets and patrolling like that. I'm not here to see nobody get dead. People have a choice, no matter how long you've been involved in it. So don't get it fucked up. So let's go ahead and take a look at this picture here. So they want you to believe that this motherfucker is a pale skin. Oh, yes. Yeah, for real. I want y'all to look at this. This is how crazy they are. Especially when we're talking about Chimeric writing and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Let me pull this stuff. Alright. I have some images I want to share also. If it's alright with y'all. Oh, dig, 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 dig. I got thousands of pictures of. You should too. Yes, I'm gonna turn around and hold it right in front of your asses. So shut up. That's how I like to do it. All right. Why does it always go to that news thing? I don't want to use that. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I ain't gonna see the notifications. That's all, nigga. Y'all know I'm using the word to be polite. So yes. Y'all already know what that is, right? Two brothers, man, with the froze, looking like they're wearing do-rags. All right? Don't get it twisted. Giant humans and humans, right? Well, we know what the term human is bullshit. But yeah. But nobody wants to know that truth, right? And are you paying attention right here? Are you really paying attention? I just want to know. Do y'all see what I see? I'm just asking you. Because most people don't want to know this truth. Okay, let's go look at this. Naga. Doesn't that look like some stuff over here, y'all? Found Utah, Virginia, the Carolinas, South America, Peru, Colombia. Man, do I need to go on? That's all I'm gonna. Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna keep going. Oh, that's at the bottom. I need to move those and do the line or whatever the smack you want to call it. Where is it at? And all thanks to niggas like this. The first ones to be sacked and a new race of people to be shown things that you are not allowed to see, who would defile, betray the whole of Tartary, and to try and make it into myth and destroy it. That fake motherfucker there. Who would go against his own people, just like they got FDR. I mean, they got the fake FBI motherfucking nigga, the homosexual. Oh, there's a lot more. Right now, they're down there protesting talking about free the Majestic 8, the Spanish cats. Well, some of the people are some bad fucking people, but they standing for something at least. So I'm not here to persecute. You know, I love a lot of my Spanish brothers. Don't get it twisted. Because people have a hard time when I'm telling you they are pale skins with us, motherfucker. And I mean that. Born from us, of us, and they ain't got shit to do with them Ashka fucking Katanas. Now they probably been blended in and got scared. A whole lot of them lynched and murdered. Because of these motherfuckers. You know, the motherfucker that created the Ku Klux Klan was of the Vanderbilt, I believe, Rock bloodline. I just wanted to come on and share that little bit of shit, y'all. Well, all these motherfuckers are talking about thought and this, that, thoughts. And all this other goofy shit. Well, we need to leave that shit alone. If the motherfucker want to reveal himself, y'all ain't prepared any fucking way. Half y'all drop dead. I'm not beating you up. Excuse my language. I'm just saying. How much more of this nonsense y'all gonna tolerate? When are y'all gonna start, if you pray or speak into frequencies, the downfall, the capitulation, the destruction of the enemy? George Washington Vanderbilt, George Washington Carver, George Washington, we can keep going, yes. I'm going to shout y'all out, and I'm going to free it up. I'm going to sip this little wine, take a little hit of the blunt, get that tomahawk ready. I said I might let it go for another day. I might. It's good to ferment your beef with salt on it and stuff, not dry it out, for about a week. But if you're really going to do it, you got to have barrels of sea salt, real sea salt, not made up stuff. Don't use this salt, this stuff made by fake ass Jew Morton and all of them. That stuff's got caking agents and all kind of poisons and Dasani's water. You see what they put in there. Oh, child, listen here. You'd be better off being a breatharian and just go through the aches and pains until you make it across the train. The plane, excuse me. Vanderbilt, yeah. Oh, the Lucifer one? Oh, which one? Well, there's all me. Let me shout everybody out. I love my boy DJ in here. Snoo, baby, you beat Rondo and what's he got? No, my baby girl, she on it. Mikey Cox, salute. What's going on, beloved? Marcus Williams, greetings. What's going on, beloved? That's what I'm talking about. T. Hans. OCO, well, with that one issue, beloved. Trauma Hawk, what's going on, beloved? Wish you would have been here this weekend with me and Rondo. We had a good time, man. Yeah, Benjamin C. Grand Ascension, beloved. It's good to have you here, beloved. Definitely. Hold on, what was that? Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, yeah. Excuse me. Yo, my daughter and lady friend are joining us in the chat. Oh, appreciate it. My apologies, man. Excuse the foul mouth. I wish I would have saw that sooner because it goes in and out. Y'all know. We ain't going to get them energy. I would have bit my tongue on a few words. Not choice. DJ, what's going on, beloved? You already know. Got trauma. You're right. It only took 10 years to make 1 million and have it stacked under my bed. Only took a year to spend it all to get people off the streets. And frankly, it's the only thing I ever did with this. Besides where you live, which is wonderful. Yes. Money that didn't feel like I was enslaving nobody. Exactly. Give it away in a heartbeat. Which I always do. You know what I mean? It's all America. And Mesopotamia was the people. And now there are those who don't even know their true existence, won't even recognize the remnant of their true ancestors, and they become debilitating. They'll say, okay, you're Africans. No, man, that's a made-up term. Then we already busted that. There's hundreds of books that show, and there's people I know over there says you call them African. I'm telling you, they cut you. And not the ignorant ones. A lot of our people over there, right, and they just assimilated because, they got up, they cowards. They ran from here. Not all. But we already bust that great. When that was created, the term. They want you to be of America Vespucci and all this other stuff like Africa. Oh, what's that? The soldier. It's all lies. Because the whole entire Roman army wasn't a Roman army. It was the soldiers that was all over the world that was fought, and they wore certain gear and armor for Tartary. And that's the facts. There wasn't nothing. It was Egypt, fall, destruction. Tartary came up, protect, whatever's going to happen. One world, one people. All of us. And they want that to be myth, and you would accept the lie you in now. You know what I mean? That's right. Land between two rivers and waters. Mississippi. And I'm tired. I'm playing with that because that's the only one that's got 7 rivers that run into it. That one over there don't. I've been to it. Middle Passages, Rich and Lonewolf, what's up, beloved? Hey. Mongolian Native Indians don't want to know their true heritage. It denounces their white status. No, their status is just Indian. But as far as how they stand, they get worse. They get dealt with worse than you, honey. They need to know who they were because they played a major role in fighting off the enemies. And those are our kinfolk. But they were sacked upon too. And the Vatican used them as soldiers. Conscripts. One was Muslim and the other one was Catholic. It's a fact. And they served. And this was their reward. And their rewards, you know how they play, is never a beautiful thing. Especially if you can manage it. Brickz is like abracadabra, which means speak it into truth. For those who know Yiddish, it means whatever you speak it into truth. All right. The real Edinburgh is Shanovia, Scotia. And that's, if you go over there, you'd be surprised. You'll be surprised to learn these little few things that are pretty marginal. Can I?
Kathy Christensen Realty.
Okay, well, I'm live right now, Kat. That's the realty. I'm sorry. I told you I was looking at a house. Excuse me. Can I get a house on the real Scots? Yo, for real, word. It's good, Benji in here. Yep. Rondo, what's going on, Navki? What's happening? Yeah, the Russian Orthodoxy, yes. And they actually were at one time rabbis. And they hid behind a Christian ideology. I don't know why they did that. This makes, well, being fake anyway in the first place. It was to create the narratives to which most people read now. Now, I'm not saying it's all lies. See, that's the thing. We become content when we start dispelling everything. You need to know that they've never used anything. Everything is of something. They're not original. Everything is stolen and then used against you. And it's the ignorance of those who they give something or make them war. And see, people don't even know the wars that some of the ancestors were fighting against, you know what I'm saying? And so when you speak it, they give you the Hollywood narrative, you know, which changes like the damn water's directions of the ship, you know, the wind, excuse me. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Whew. Zechariah, which is Zechariah as well. But misused and misplaced terminologies. They're into it because they have still believed in this called race. Exactly. All they have to do is recognize they're interested in hip hop. Jail blood. Hello. And all we've done is create. Herbo, what's going on, beloved? I got you. It's plugged in and dying. Somebody really doesn't like. What? It's plugged in like my tablet. I had to change the wire though, and it did it while I was doing that. And then I shut it off. It charged up, and then now it works. I don't know. You know how. You know what's going on, man. You already know what's happening. Excuse me. Yeah, Bolsheviks. That was another fall. That's the fall of Russia, and the fall of many other places. And they're all the same individuals, and they came here with the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And most people don't want to hear that, you know? So why take, well, yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're stupid. Phonetically means predator. Hello? What was I saying? Because make trophies of men. And then they want to say civility, civil immortus. And y'all calling yourselves civilians? Think about it. It's all real. Nobody's even mentioned that, right? So that's another one. Nobody even thinks about that, you know? Yeah, right. Kunta means beaver. Exactly. Max V, what's up, beloved? I ponder the notion it's all about a spirit. And for those who are in touch with Big Mama, they yearn to see the balance restored. Achukma. Big Mama could be cooking, washing clothes with her hands, smack you at the same time, hug you and kiss you and love you at the exact same time, and tell you who you was. Big Mama never said nothing about no goddamn Africa. Ain't said nothing about no goddamn this or that. She always talked about home. Come home. If you was out there, there's hardly no big mamas around. It didn't matter if you was on drugs, came out of war. She knew the complacency of it. She would say, come on home, baby. And it didn't matter. You wouldn't steal from Big Mama. Nobody stole from anyone's Big Mama, ever. Just them fake-ass Jews. Still her heart and her life.
Terry Marks and CH.
Oh, my God. Fuck you. Anyway, Terry Marks. I'll call him back later. They want to call at this time. They done lost their mind. Anyway, let me finish shouting y'all out. Shout out to Peter Pan with no roots. And y'all know Peter Pan was a fucking demon. As you know, right? Got all these kids running around. I want to be like Peter Pan. Pale skin, flying. You be green with tights on and shit. Men with tights. Think about it. God is on the same and on the line space. Yes. Although, an article component, yeah, that's for sure. Definitely. Yep. Hoover. Mm-hmm. Yeah, J Edgar Hoover. Oh, damn. That's what I meant to say, baby. Turn it out to turn into a kente cloth. They did more than that, but yeah. I'm trying to see Sultan sea salt. That is some good shit. A breatharian. Yeah. I'm so fucking they fucking everything up, and now they fucking with the air too. So you might as well do it in small doses. You'd probably be high as hell. I weigh 80 pounds. At least I lost all that weight, and I ain't eating Twinkies. Oh, look, a cat. Oh, don't eat me. I can't fight you. Actually, if the air was where it's supposed to be and wasn't corrupted, you probably could do it. It's just bathing in mineral water and mud. Yeah, if it has anti-nutrients, yeah. Well, it's GMO. We're not supposed to be eating meat. We're supposed to be eating fruits. And most vegetables are still fruits, even though they've been classified and separated based on a fictional. You gotta remember the food pyramid, the one the woman made. They took that and garbage, threw that away, and said we gotta poison these people. And so they gave you a fake fictional food chart, pyramid that we had in school, the first one ever. And our mom, everybody's be like, "What is this shit?" We used to bring that home from school, right? Mama like, "What the fuck you bringing homework for? All that shit they paying you go to school, and we didn't bring no homework home. Mama, she wasn't playing that shit. You don't pay me, motherfucker. Be sitting up here teaching these children. Well, that sister, this is how the teacher tries. Well, that's so they can practice. Niggas will practice when they got to come home and chop some wood and do some work at home. While they in that motherfucker you paid to teach, you do all that bullshit teaching there. We'll make sure they need to know from this point. Because they tried to keep it conflicted so you couldn't learn nothing. This is what they fake-ass Jews did with the education system and the fake-ass government. You see what I'm saying? So, no, vegetables, you need that. It's medicinal. You need them motherfuckers. Just that the ones that we have aren't really what they should be. For those who remember what the fuck they look like. You dig what I'm saying? Sheep on stalks of corn. Yeah, well, you know what? They fucked the corn up too. You know that, right? Corn ain't supposed to motherfucking be yellow, people. That shit they made right there, that corn they fuck, man, that shit is fucking people up. It's got this acidic, it's got this, they just messed everything up. Just know that, all right, y'all? Well, manliness. Well, you know it is. No apologies. We enjoyed it all. Appreciate that, Marcus. Inadequate language should have been called fruititarians. Berrytarians, breathitarians, goddammit. Yeah, I don't know, there's some solid ones doing it. The book, The Lies That Made America, thank you. It's Hillsborough, North Carolina, think and act. Yeah, I know, and most of them are bleached out niggas. I know quite a few of them. And then there's the ones who were encamped around us, who just took the identity. Like I always tell people, look at the Cherokee land allotments. I've been saying that for over 20, 30 years. And nobody wants to, they don't want to look at it. It shuts all that BS down, them frauds. Yeah, Big Mama, she never told me about Africa. None of them did. You know what I'm saying? Breathitarian, goddammit. Because you know what? They don't. And when you bathe, right, just take some water, right? Because you know it's jacked up. Just hit the crusted spots. Yeah, splash a little in your ass. Yeah, just go on about your business. Hey, look, man, what you doing? I'm keeping the chemical depression down as much as possible. So much time and energy running back. Anyway, I appreciate y'all taking the time to come out. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. I just wanted to share that little information. If they decide to come over and see it, they see it. If they want to run the gamut, we can do a bigger one. We can really pull out all the guns. Because most people, they love how they exist, and they despise, which is mostly a lie, they despise what may be relevant to the truth. You dig what I'm saying? So, had enough of that BS. And the thing is, what's become the normal is everybody to live comfortably in their life. That's not who we are. Beloved sisters, brothers, see y'all here shortly.